They say the golden rule of every religion is do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. Now, if you're a guy and you like giving anal, does that mean that, let's just start this podcast. Welcome to Break Time on Westside, your number one break time podcast show. This is Battle of the Sexes, courtesy of me, Sir Denver B, aka Kevin James. And we need to start this on a very interesting note. Now, a lot of people have been, complaining about how some people give it one way, some people do it the other way. I'm talking about banging, by the way. Like, if you're gonna screw someone, go and put your all into it. Some people do get vulnerable, but there's this whole superiority thing that I usually look at and I'm like, what the flying fuck is this? Like, if you want to do it, go do it. Represent your people. Don't shame your ancestors by finishing too early, and make sure you move it along. The good thing with the world is you do get a lot of feedback from people nowadays. Like, I feel as though if we were to make up like a Yelp for people on banging, goodness, we would get some of the best and worst reviews some people would ever really give. Now, since people have been talking about this so much, at least around me, I figured, it's about time I give you guys a bit of schooling on this. Now, first of all, I believe in equality. I am not saying this just for genders, I mean and sex as well. This whole thing of, I want him to do most of the work, I want her to do most of the work. Get that shit done 50-50. Like, it doesn't mean that just because I have the stamina, that means that I'll want to ride all the time. Sometimes I don't mind it if you get on top. And this transcends genders, by the way. Whether you're a guy banging guys, whether you're a girl banging girls, whether it's guy and girl banging, whether it's a threesome, whether it's pansexuals, whether it's transsexuals, I don't even give a flying damn. This is something that needs to be addressed. So if you're gonna do it, do this shit 50-50. Make sure that equality goes into the bedroom as well. And whenever you're doing it, like, make sure like you put in the work properly. Like, make sure you're the type of person who's like a ride or die. Like, go and make sure you represent your people to the max. Because my biggest issue is when you find that someone goes and then gets on top and then does barely anything for a couple of seconds and then starts saying they're tired. Women, I'm talking about you. You all have this tendency of never wanting to get on top, especially thick women. And funny enough, I actually love thick women. Like, my type of shorty is a thick one. Like, I like thick women. Like, thick, curvy, that's pretty much, ticking like most of my boxes. But you find a shorty gets on top and then she goes in stroke 1, stroke 2, stroke 3, stroke 4. Then all of a sudden it's like engine hazards are on, like check oil, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm tired. And it's up to me to do all the work. Like, if you're gonna do it, like, get on top, do the job properly. Because here's the thing, a lot of guys do get tired. But shorties will always claim that a guy doesn't know how to give good sex because they're not willing to go in long enough. Yet even the shorties themselves aren't willing to do a lot of work for a lot of the time, and they just want the guy to do every single thing, which I think is stupid. So if you're gonna do it, I'd say go in, go 50-50, be the hashtag ride or die. If we're going in together, we're doing this work together, we're getting out together. The only problem is timing the two of you finishing at the same time is a bit of a, let's say, it's a bit complicated. Einstein didn't give us a formula for that. And I'm thinking, if he didn't give a formula for it, it's something that needs to be organic. Although I'm not going to lie to you, it's never really organic if the both of you finish. Like, it's not always organic. Sometimes it's actually something that's been planned by one of you. Like, one of you will hear the other one saying, I'm about to come. And at that point, they're like, okay, initiating in 3, 2, 1. Then it just drops everything. So that it looks like it was this perfectly synchronized thing that happened between the both of you. And then now there's all of this good feeling around you. But let's be honest, none of that actually makes sense. Like, you will never always finish at the same time with your partner, no matter how in sync you guys are, no matter how good you guys are. There will always be a point where the nigga is hitting it or the shorty is riding, and then there's a lack of rhythm in the way you are smashing. I was with a bunch of people who were busy complaining about some guy who was bad at rhythm. Like, you know, it starts out hitting like 1 2 1 2, then ta 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 ta. It's almost like a white person dancing to an African song. Y'all have no rhythm. And I'm not being brutal about this. This is actually the truth. Y'all do not know how to dance with rhythm unless you've been a professionally trained dancer in more Western dancing styles. Stuff like salsa, kizomba, and so on. Like, some of y'all have no rhythm. And then there's this whole position stereotype that I usually tend to see in a lot, or should I say I tend to hear a lot. People usually talk about certain positions and how, you know, it's bad here, it's bad there. You know, I hate it when I get on top. Yes, ladies, I am hitting at you again because y'all do not like being on top. Y'all do not like doing the work. Yeah, y'all are the ones to be the biggest ones to talk about how the guy wasn't doing it very well. Like, we need to come to an agreement. If you're talking about how well or badly a nigga has performed, make sure you've also put in the work as well. Because I will go and I will complain about getting a bad makeout, doing something with a shorty badly if I have actually done something. This is a fact. If anyone knows me and is listening to this, they know very well. I put the work in, so when I'm complaining, I am complaining because it was an issue that the both of us, you know, should have put in the work and someone failed somewhere or someone supposedly tried something that was absolute shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Not all positions are great, which is why a lot of people nowadays say that, you know, don't copy your positions from porn. They're not gonna come out very well. And, you know, not everyone knows how to execute them well, which is true. Not all of us are flexible. And I'm gonna admit, I am not very flexible. So do not try any interesting styles with me. If you're gonna like do certain positions, it's okay. Like, there's the regular positions that we're used to, the regular animal positions, the regular positions that we've known as human beings. Missionary, doggy style, forking, because, you know, it's spooning but with insertion happening. If you're gonna do that, like, be nice about it. Like, do your shit nicely. Do not do it like a white person do and lose rhythm. And I'm saying that for a friend because someone was really, really complaining about it. If you're gonna go in and like smash someone, at least know how you're gonna do it. If you're doing doggy, like, doggy is not for all of us. Like, I genuinely know a chick who was like, you know what, I am not a fan of doggy. And, you know, just the same way that some people who don't like missionary with a guy on top, missionary with a girl on top, you know, reverse cowgirl, shit like that. Like, that's shit that has its issues. Now, if you're gonna go for a position, make sure you know how to do it right. And I'm gonna repeat that again. If you're gonna do doggy, like, nigga, know very well that you are going to be hitting it with the utmost power. I am not saying that you smash it with everything that you have in your system. That can just be painful as hell. But I'm saying, like, you are gonna do a lot of the work. As in, it's gonna be work heavy on you. If you know you're going into missionary, like, whoever it is that's on top, you know that the work's gonna be on you. If you're going into some style, like, you have to know where the work is. So you know that the contribution from the person who's on the other side of the playing field is either going to be minimal or maximal. So that's something that should make everyone feel good at the end of it, because you know what it is you're gonna do. If a shorty is getting on top of me for cowgirl and she's expecting me to do or at least to coordinate the riding, by the way, I'm sorry. As in, like, that's a failed session. You clearly do not know how to fuck. Because if you're gonna do that, then get the hell off, or, you know, like, switch it to doggy and let me do the work. Like, I'm the kind of guy that I kind of do value the whole bit of, if you know something, then do it well. If you don't know something, say you don't know, or choose something that you do know and run with it. Like, I'm not about to start strengthening weaknesses. I am not a lab rat. If you know your shit, come do it. If you don't know it, fuck off. Or in my expertise, because it's not like I want to get done with a perfectly good piece of ass, switch to something that's better. That's like my take on it. Like, pick something, run with it, smash as well as you can, and make sure that both of you all feel good about it. Now, some shorties usually come back and they start complaining, oh, how the hell can a nigga start asking me, did I come? Like, that's something you should have noticed. First of all, fuck you. Like, no, it's not something that we always notice. First of all, there are times when we're so stuck in our own heads, busy trying to combine a bunch of theories that Einstein taught us so that we can't finish because we don't want to look like we're 1 minute men. And I'm saying this on behalf of multiple niggas that have to delay themselves because they are trying to make you feel good. Like, niggas don't know how to pull a fucking run flat. Now, pulling a run flat, for those of you that don't know, is like a reference to cars. If you have run flat tires and they get a puncture, you can keep on running with them for a while. So if you're smashing a shorty or a dude, whatever it is you like, and you finish, but the person that you're hitting hasn't climaxed yet, you continue doing it as if nothing's happened. That's pulling a run flat. Now, not all niggas will pull run flats, and frankly, let's be honest, run flats aren't for everyone. Plus, there's some shorties who automatically tell you, whatever happens, don't come. At least don't come in me. So either you get the strap or you finish outside. But shorties will always say that, you didn't get good dick because you didn't finish. And this is a girl thing. Now, shorties will apparently, goodness, fuck my English. Well, apparently come back and they'll start talking about, oh, dick was good if they manage to finish like once or more. But, us niggas, I don't know what's up. Like, I think we need to go and revise our books and use the same one so that shorties can start getting bad reps and bad Yelp reviews on sex. Because here's the thing. If you want a nigga not to finish in you, like, tell him from the get-go. Tell him, like, the minute you're about to finish outside. Don't do it while you're in between. Like, the people who usually tell us, like, while we're in between sex, like, that time usually a nigga's about to finish. Like, niggas about to come and shit. And here's the funny thing. Girls expect us to know when it is that they're coming, yet we usually tell them even when they don't expect us to. So here's the thing. She'll expect me to be hitting it. Then just as I'm about to come, that's when she'll pull the whole, whatever happens, don't come in me. Or it'll be one of those things of, whatever happens, I hope you don't come in me. Or I hope you haven't come in me. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? Sometimes a shorty wants you to let it out and let everything out raw. Because probably she has some form of contraception, or maybe she wants to trap you the kid. I don't know. Fuck, I don't care. At least not at that time. So if you're going to tell it to me beforehand. Now, if a shorty is going to start complaining about the kind of dick game that I gave her based on time, then obviously I will start memorizing Einstein's theories. I'll look at Pythagoras' theorem, ask myself what I had for breakfast last week but one on a Monday, ask myself, what type of workouts are good for your legs. If something happens to your pelvis, can you still do like walking lunges? I will think about all that shit while I'm in motion, and you expect me to know that you're about to come. Honestly, I find that to be absolute bullshit. So do the same shit that us guys do. We will tell you when we're about to come, because we're nice like that. And we'll be like, oh shit, I'm about to come, I'm about to come. The minute you hear that, then you can start throwing your warnings. But preferably, and this is just preferably, if you're gonna give us a warning, then you make sure you tell it to us either in the beginning, just before we start, or just as we've started. Although, let's be honest, conversation isn't one of the best things ever. When I start talking about turn-offs later on, probably in the Friday section of the podcast show, I might just start mentioning turn-offs, of which one of them is, I don't want you talking too damn much while we're banging. We're banging, not talking. If you want to talk, wait for us to have a conversation either before or after the banging. So if you're going to deal with the aftermath, like shorties, if you're getting dick, make sure you've put your rules and guidelines so that it doesn't ruin that shit for a guy. You might be ruining his rep for nothing. And guys, if you're going to, go and hit it, like you hit it right, and once you finished, You don't necessarily have to just stand back and black the fuck out. Go and cuddle the shorty. Be nice and sweet. There are some shorties that aren't into cuddling, but for the most part, a lot of them tend to be into the whole cuddling thought of it. Although there are some that will pretty much wait 2 minutes and be like, can we go another round? Of which, those jackrabbits, if you're into that shit, go ahead. But if you're not, just cuddle and tell her by the I'm sorry. This shit just can't happen, at least for a bit of a while. As much as I would love to make you guys feel even better about this, I need you to get back to work and continue pushing your countries and your peoples forward. So it has been me, Sir Denver B, on Break Time on Westside.